So these are ready for the oven. My oven is pre-warmed. So it'll only take a minute for it to come back up to temperature. I had it on before you got here. Okay. So basically we're done with this. Now, what we want to do is you can do a couple of different things with this. Number one, you can keep rolling balls, okay? Little dough balls like this, and then you can freeze them individually, put them in a tub, and then pull out the tub and bake as many or as few as you want whenever you feel like it. Or you can actually, what I call a pillow pack, it's basically, you know, the whole thing wrapped all up. You can actually chill that and put it in the, if you put it in the refrigerator, I would suggest that you get to it within about a week or so, okay? If you want to hold the dough any longer than that, I would definitely put it in the freezer. But keep in mind, when you chill this and then bring it back to temperature in order to roll it easily, you are already losing part of the integrity of the mix. So the thing to do would be to roll it now and then freeze the balls and then save the balls and then bake them as you need to. So my suggestion, but again, you don't have to. Also, you could put a bunch of chocolate chips in this and roll chocolate chips into your cookies if you wanted to. Another thing we could also do is as we dipped these into the egg white, we could actually roll them into chopped walnuts if we wanted to before we bake them. There's many different variations of this cookie. Now myself, I was taught this way, and this is the classic Thumbprint cookie that I know, and that's why I'm doing it this way. I find that when you roll them in walnuts, they become a little bit rich for my flavor. I like a nice natural brown sugar butter cookie myself. So anyway, I'm sure that this oven is ready now, so let's pop these cookies in. Okay, we're gonna put them in, we're gonna bake them. Now, for this particular batch of cookies, instead of the usual 8-9 minutes on one side and then 4 or 5 minutes on the next side, what we're going to want to do is bake them for about 7-8 minutes, and then we're going to dock them. We're going to put little holes in them, and that happens about halfway through the bake process. So we'll show you that in just a few minutes. Please be patient.
A few moments later.
We're at about 2/3 of the way through the bake cycle. We have a little bit of color on the cookies, so it's time to pull them out, and we'll dock them now, and when we put them back in, we will turn them the other way so they can finish baking. So, oh yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We'll leave this on over there. Okay, look at this. So we have just a little bit of color, okay? But not too much color. If we do too much color, then they crumble when we dock them. And what I'm doing is I'm using this is just a little butter knife, but this is the shape that I'm looking for. Because if I actually put my thumb in the cookie, it would hurt. We don't want to burn ourselves with that. So anyway, my grandmother actually used to use an old-fashioned clothespin, which, that's classic. That's the way I learned. So if I ever do find an old-fashioned clothespin, I'll probably pick it up just to use it for my Thumbprint cookies, just to remind me of my grandmother. So anyway, I'm going all the way down to the bottom, and notice that I'm just at that stage where I can push the hole down in. Now, if it was not baked enough, what would happen is it would melt, okay? And the cookie itself wouldn't hold its form. And if it was too done, the cookie itself would crumble apart. So we're right at that sweet spot. So, okay, now that they're all docked, what we want to do is, right now, turn them, and then we'll put them back in the oven. Just a couple more minutes to let them finish. Okay, One moment, please. We'll be right back. Thank you. All right, folks. These have baked long enough. They've been in another 5 minutes, so let's pull them out. Well, let's make sure that we've got enough color on them first. And, oh yeah, these are perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Basically, what we have is nice, beautiful golden brown. Okay, nothing's too dark. You got a few little light spots right here. Okay, that's perfect. Once these cool down, they're gonna just be delicious. So, all right. So, there we are. We'll let them cool down a little bit. And we'll be right back.
3.
Okay, folks. So we've let the cookies rest on the table for a few minutes. In the meantime, I've made myself a little disposable pastry bag. I put some raspberry filling in. We're going to have raspberry now. You could also do strawberry filling. You can use your, if you make preserves at home, if you do like blackberry jam, if you do grape jelly, you could do peach, you could do apricot, you could do anything you want. My personal favorite is strawberry or raspberry. So, basically, I'm just going to fill the little holes, and I'm not going to fill them too much. I want to have just a little bit creeping out the top. And there we go. So, now if you wanted to get real fancy, you could always drizzle some white chocolate or some dark chocolate over them. But personally, I like them just like this. This is the way I knew. This is the way I was taught. This is the way I learned. As far as I'm concerned, this is classic. So let's eat one. Come on, Dan.
Sure.
Grab one and let's give it a go.
Of course, this is my favorite part of the whole podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, and make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video. It really helps.
Thank you for mentioning that. I never get to say that, but
That's okay. I got you.
Okay,
Right.
so
Cheers.
okay. How is it? Good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's just melting right in the mouth, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
It's such a tender cookie. It's got such a nice
See,
buttery flavor. I love it.
this is why it's so important not to overmix the dough and not to use too much flour and not to overhandle the dough. That's how you get the delicate cookie like this. The more you work the dough, the tougher it gets, the more
It becomes like a bullet. You're like,
exactly. I'm more liking it to turning to bread as opposed to being a delicate light cookie. So
right, because bread has to be worked and
gotta work
worked
it.
and worked.
you gotta work it. So anyway.
Excellent.
Well, let me finish my bite. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed our video. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, please, whenever you bake with love and with joy, no matter what you make, it's sure to be a hit. It's always going to be delicious. And thank you very much. Happy baking.